Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Gabby, and today we're going to be butchering up some cows. In this video, I will walk you through one half a cow, and we do all the same cuts on most of the cows because we like the same things. Now, I'm not a professional butcher, so I'm not sure the exact names or the exact cuts everyone else does, but this is how we do it here at our farm. Okay, first thing first, once you get the half cow on the table, we will cut it into 3 sections. Basically where the hip meets the spine in the first, and then we will count 5 ribs from the top, and between the 5th and the 6th rib, we will separate the front of the cow. Okay, now it's time to start slicing the back end. The first couple slices that I take off are thicker, and they're just going to be for ground meat because there's a lot of bone in that, and they'll be diced up in the back. But then, once you only see like one round bone in the center, we're going to start taking thinner, about 1-inch slices. These slices will then be turned either into round steaks or stew meat. Okay, once you're past the stew meat section, there's going to be another bone that comes out below the round bone, and this is when it starts to turn back into ground meat. Now, the rest of this we use for ground meat until we hit bone marrow. Now, what I mean by that is the center of the bone is kind of soft, and these like 2-inch slices are actually soup bone because the marrow cooks out while you're cooking soup, and it's very good. See, my dad will show you right here. See how his knife will poke through? That means bone marrow. That one, that's ground meat. It cannot be used for soup. Okay, the first thing we have to do now is the front of the cow. First, my dad's going to slice it in half. Then, the side that has like the neck and the spinal column, he's going to take the first 3 slices, sometimes 4, and make them about 3 to 4 inches thick. And these are going to be the roast. We call them the shoulder roast. I'm not sure the exact name. And the rest of that like neck area will be sliced up and turned into ground meat. Okay, now what I'm doing right now is I'm cleaning off the kidney fat and also removing silver skin off the rib. It's like this really tough skin that like sticks to it, and I just slice that off so we can save the ribs. Okay, now we separated the actual leg from the chest, and we're going to slice up the leg for ground meat. Next, the chest area, if you slice off the meat directly off the bone, this is going to be a brisket, and if you do it right by rolling the meat gently and taking slices close to the bone, you're going to get the brisket, and it's going to be very fatty, full of meat. And we don't cook it, but a lot of people we know do. I think they smoke it. I'm not really sure. Let me know if you have any good brisket recipes, because I have not found one. Okay, now we're going to cut the middle section in half, but we're staying closer towards the steak area because the ribs half is going to be a little bit wider. Now we're also going to take off the chine bone or the pointy bone of the steaks, only because they'll rip through our vacuum seal bags. Okay, this cut is my favorite. It is of course the steaks of the cow, and we cut ours about 3/4 to 1 inch thick. Okay, now my dad is going to remove the last of the filet mignon. Most of it we left in the steaks while we cut it, but there's still some left, just smaller, so he's removing it from the bone. Okay, now we're going to move the excess meat, like the extra meat, from the rack of ribs, and my dad's just going to take 2 slices from the ribs, and the rest is going to be ground meat. Now this other side, if you take the meat and gently pull it apart from the bone and cut it, this is going to be your sirloin roast. Now, before my dad sends any roasts back to my mom, he always cleans them up a little bit, takes out like any hard pieces of fat, and just makes them look pretty for her. Okay, and this is the last piece of meat. It was what was left over from the rack of ribs besides them 2 slices, and it's not really a good piece of ribs, so I'm just removing the extra meat for ground meat now. And that's all for this time. Thank you for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.